Hi everyone, Teddy Baldassarre with TeddyBaldassarre.com. In this video, we're looking at a brand new watch from Oris for 2022 with the Oris Big Crown ProPilot X Calibre 400. So in this video and on this channel, we cover watches available for purchase on our website, TeddyBaldassarre.com, as an authorized dealer. So in this video, deep dive on this timepiece, final points of consideration at the end, but also throughout this video, if you have further questions, check out the link in the description to the product page where you can learn more and purchase the watch. But guys, let's jump into the video, take a closer look at this watch. Over the past year and a half or so, Oris has been on a bit of a tear, bolstering its collection with an ever-growing number of in-house powered models. When the Calibre 400 was introduced in October of 2020, the new movement was initially paired with the popular Aquis divers before seeing its introduction in models such as the Oris Diver 65 and then also the Big Crown Pointer Date family. While Oris certainly does have some experience with in-house calibers in decades past, the Calibre 400 family represents a big step up in terms of tech with an extended 120 hours of power reserve, a highly anti-magnetic silicon balance assembly, accuracy specs that fall within cost certification ranges, and an impressive 10-year warranty window. But today we're going to be looking at the latest watch that's going to have the introduction of the Calibre 400 within it, the ProPilot X Calibre 400. Taking one of the brand's lesser known and more extreme models for the aviation enthused individuals, coming in a 39mm titanium case and offering 3 pleasing new dial variants. While the Big Crown ProPilot X Calibre 115 offers a 44mm case diameter that does make it a tough sell on all but the largest wrists, the new ProPilot X Calibre 400 comes in with a case size of 39mm in diameter with a 46.9mm lug-to-lug and relatively svelte 12mm thickness. Smaller case diameters have been having a moment with Oris, with aquatic models like the Aquis and Diver 65 available in a number of different sizes, and other models like the Big Crown family, including the new Calibre 403 and Servo Volante, presenting a more restrained 38mm case size. For all but the largest of wrists, this 39mm ProPilot X will likely wear especially well, and for me presents a true to size wearing experience on the wrist. Being cased in grade 2 titanium and complete with a thin titanium bracelet, feeling lighter even compared to a stainless steel case watch of similar size on a leather strap. Now moving over to finishing, the entire case and bracelet presents a combination of brushing and sandblasted finishes that give the watch as a whole a restrained and utilitarian look. Adding a measure of visual interest are a charming and angled coin edge to the sloping step bezel's lower portion, with a slightly conical signed screw-down crown following the design format with deeply engraved ridges that make winding or setting this piece a breeze. Pairing with the screw-down exhibition case back that features its own coin edge, the ProPilot X Calibre 400 is rated for a comforting 100 meters of water resistance, offering this aviation-based design a hefty dose of the day-to-day utility even underneath the water's surface. Case architecture is distinctive and modern, with stark angular surfaces and sharp faceting to break up the central case, crown guards, and 19mm lugs. Set between the lugs and equipped with end links that offer this watch a bit of an integrated feel, we have a full titanium bracelet with screw-adjusted links and a 3-link design that tapers from 19mm at the lugs to around 16mm at the impressively milled clasp that does come in that seat belt type of mechanism that I simply love. It's such a cool characteristic of this piece and matches the aviation airplane style seatbelt that you'll have. Now the bracelet in terms of its finish and execution is incredibly well done, but there is no micro adjustment to speak of on this watch. And when combining that with the length of the individual links being longer than conventional links you might find, means finding the perfect fit will be more difficult. Zeroing in on the watch's front surfaces once more, we have a very slightly domed sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating on both sides, offering a clear view of one of Oris's most minimal dial designs to date. In either of the 3 colors, which are matte shades of gray, pale blue, or a salmon pink, the new ProPilot X offers a simple printed minute track, long linear indices, and a brush doffing style handset at the center. The Oris wordmark is printed at noon, with only ProPilot X in 5 days at 6, resting just above a neatly faceted date window with a date disc underneath executed in a contemporary shade. Both the salmon and blue dial colors are executed with white luminescent material, with the gray exhibiting a seldom seen dark gray lume. Unfortunately, in all of these executions, the lume doesn't glow to the best in practice, but I will say that the colored variants of the blue and the pink do shine better than the gray dial version, which is a bit strange considering that the gray is probably the one that I would say the tool watch or those that might be putting this watch through the most paces would be going for. Apart from that, the colorful dials, despite maybe not leaning into what purists would want from an aviation style watch, are actually the ones that I prefer. I think these are fun, and with the muted tones of the titanium case and bracelet, it really allows this dial to pop. So flipping the new ProPilot X over, we have a sapphire exhibition case back showcasing the aforementioned Calibre 400 within. At first glance, the finishing resembles that of many of Tudor's Canisi movements with a frosted technique applied to the plates and bridges. The hollowed out rotor has a vertical brush finish applied to it, and it is secured to the movement with a new, simpler pin and lubricated sleeve system that replaces the traditional ball bearing rotor configuration. Now, Oris claims that this new design will allow the watch to be more efficient when it's self-winding. Behind the oscillating rotor, you'll see double barrels providing Calibre 400 with that 120-hour power reserve. The new balance assembly is also highly resistant to magnetic fields with a new silicon anchor and escapement wheel. When the movement was exposed to 2,250 Gauss during testing, timing deviation was also being tested around 10 seconds per day, easily passing the required 30 seconds a day at 200 Gauss requirement for the ISO 764 standards for an anti-magnetic movement. And not only is the movement accurate under duress, it also will do well under normal conditions, with Oris stating that this watch will be accurate within COSC specs at -3 to +5 seconds a day while operating at 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 Hertz. In addition, this movement is quoted to have a 10-year service interval and will come with a 10-year warranty when you buy this through an authorized dealer like Baldassarre.com, giving you increased peace of mind with a movement that has only been on the market for less than 2 years, so I think that's good to see. So just to unpack here and looking at the general specs, we have 28,800 vibrations per hour, 4 Hertz. It does feature hacking and hand winding, hacking stopping the second hand when you pull the crown to the farthest position, and again, that 5-day power reserve of 120 hours. And we also did test all 3 of these examples to make sure that they were running within the specifications quoted by Oris. So the salmon was running at +1 to +3 seconds a day when testing across 5 positions, the gray -2 to +1 seconds per day, and then the blue was at +3 to +5 seconds a day. So all good here when testing these variants. So now to round out this review, let's talk about some final points of consideration when looking at these watches, some things that come to mind. Now, let's start with more on the negative end. There's 2 things that stand out. One was the bracelet, although being great. I love the finish. The titanium hue just looks amazing with these colorful dials. No micro adjustment is going to hurt the wearability and getting a perfect fit. So that is one thing to consider. Also, the lume here, not the best. And I think when you're looking at a professional watch of this degree, you're going to want a better lume in practice, especially with that gray dial variant that feels like the one that the professionals or those maybe going to really push a watch of this nature to the fullest capacity would probably go for. But on the flip side, when looking at this new ProPilot X, it's very similar to what I would say about the ProPilot Big Crown pointer date, in that I think the Calibre 400 just feels right at home within these watches and are very well positioned, because when you look at the competition of what is out there compared to maybe the dive watches, which is much more saturated, I think these are able to carve out a better segment of the market. Now, first off, sizing, 39 millimeters, absolutely love that. Also with the case and its finish with that clasp and just faceting of the bracelet itself, looks phenomenal and feels phenomenal with the titanium. You do not feel this one is on the wrist at times. Now, the Calibre 400 still is relatively unproven compared to some other movements out there, but with the 10-year warranty window that you have and getting that up power reserve, I think from a day-to-day wearing perspective, there's a lot of peace of mind and set it and forget it type of nature here that many will like. In terms of the one I like the most, I actually think I like the pink one the most, the pink salmon dial color. To me, it just pops off the titanium, and I just really like the look of it. The blue is also shortly behind, and then the gray also, I think, is going to have its audience with its just very utilitarian approach to the format. And in the busy week of Watches and Wonders, when these watches were unveiled, when I was there on the ground, these were some of the sleeper picks that people really did like. So I think these are going to do quite well, and it's a great new offering from Oris this year for 2020. All right, guys, well, thank you again so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That does help out the channel. But also, if you're in the market for the watch presented in this video, it is available on Baldassarre.com. We're a full authorized dealer of over 30 brands, quick and fast fulfillment, dedicated customer support, and a full factory warranty for all the new products that we offer. But guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I will see you all next time.